NXTGEN started with you training, right?
So,
is that how it started?
So originally I was just training kids. Like I got to BA. So originally I was at Metro Christian, and a guy I worked with there, Alex Stanley, was training kids. And so like we were just like, all of our kids were like, you need to train with him. That's what he does. Like that's all he did. He did that and he coached. He wasn't a teacher or anything. And so
on
like,
the side, you're
on
training.
the side. Yeah. Well, that was his job. Like that's how he lived, was training. And then when I got to BA, I had 2 BA kids that were working out with him that just didn't want to drive all the way there every time. They're like, hey, can we start working out with you? And I was like, I mean, I've never really, but I mean, sure, I'll start working on it. So I started really just like diving into it, like the player development stuff, just hardcore, like learning as much as I could. Because I mean, I was a good basketball player, but I've learned so much in the last 5 years from just development, how your brain works, how kids' brains work, so much stuff. Sorry. Is it too far away?
Bro, he's fine. Stop micromanaging.
Sorry. Sorry.
So, and then, yeah, so I got to BA and I started doing it, just training on the side, you know, a little bit here, a little bit there.
How much did you charge back then to train just a kid for like an hour?
Bro, don't ask him that. God.
Just curious.
Isn't that what we're here for? Aren't you here to ask those questions?
I'm screwing around.
Just curious.
The first kid I started training at BA was a kid named Jared Barnes. And his dad was like, how much do you want? And at that point I was like, I have no idea. What's
how much can I get?
What's the normal amount? And it was just him by himself. And so I was like, I don't know. And they're like, well, can I pay you what we used to pay Alex? And I was like, sure. How much is that? And he was like,
how much did you pay?
We pay him $35 a session. And so I was like, $35 for 1 hour? That sounds awesome. Yes, I'm in. So I started training him. And then 1 turned into 2, and 2 turned into 3, and 3 turned into 4.
And then you did several kids in one session together.
And then I started doing, like, as I got further and further
Started training kids.
Yes, training kids. Not doing kids.
Just want to make sure we clarify for all the listeners at home.
Skill developing kids that wanted to further their skills in basketball.
Okay.
Yes. So I started skill developing more kids in a group setting. And the more like research I started doing into the skill development stuff, group settings are better in my mind for a multitude of reasons. One, you've got guys you're competing with all the time, so you're not half-ass going through stuff like you're getting pushed by someone next to you. You can do a lot more skill like decision-making stuff with other people, like if it's not just you and me. So I started, pushing, hey, at 2 to 4 people, 4 to 6, somewhere in there.
And you're making a little more money, so that's good too.
Also a little more efficient on the money. I don't care as much about that. Like I'd rather do 2 sessions with a smaller number because I think they get more out of it, but you need numbers to compete with each other. And so that's what I started doing.
That's true. Anybody can go alone and be like, man, I can light up the 3-point line because I put someone in front of you.
Right.
Correct. And so you just start, but like you just said, like I can shoot alone in a gym. It's like, this is great.
Yeah.
No, I need a hand. And I need like, not like, oh, my trainer's running at me. And like, he's not really going to block it. No, I put a kid on a block and you kick it out and it's like, go try to block that kid.
Yeah.
So you're trying to, just do those kinds of things. But so
interesting. So it starts with, I'm going to just side hustle doing training, making $35 or so. Then more kids started to want to do it. At what point did you think I should start to market this? And like make it public and make a logo and like go all in on it.
Same kind of idea, started seeing guys in the Oklahoma City area, the Dallas area, LA. Like once I started diving into it, like all of a sudden I was like, holy cow, there's a lot of these dudes out there that are doing this.
Well, I recognized like Trey Slate. I played against him in high school, and he's in Oklahoma City doing it right. I don't know what his company's called or whatever, but I see his marketing for it, and I remember maybe me and you talked about it, but you said that's kind of the vein you were like looking to kind of start getting into. Yeah,
so I talked to Trey a lot about it. At that point, I went to Dallas one week and just worked out and helped, basically rebounded and passed for Buddy Hield. So he was training Buddy, and I was just basically just stealing drills and making notes on my phone and like filming. Like I was like, hey, do you mind if I set my camera up? Like I was just trying to get better.
Yeah.
I started working a lot of camps, like when skills trainers would come. Irv Rowland is a really good one. He was James Harden's trainer in Houston when he was there. And
Who's James Harden?
I can't deal that. He's now on the Utah Jazz staff.
Really?
Yeah, so he was with the Rockets, and then he wasn't with the
Irv's
Rockets.
with Utah?
Yeah, he's now with Utah. They signed him for player development.
Wow.
But like he came to Tulsa, and so like I worked a camp. And then another guy named Tim Martin, who was probably my favorite trainer. He trained Dwayne Wade, which, as you guys all know, is my favorite player.
Who's Dwayne Wade?
Again, not dealing with you. And so like
I don't have a camera, so that's fine.
Oh yeah, no one cares. And so like Tim Martin, he came to Tulsa to do like a little camp at Jinx High School, and so I saw that, and I just Twitter DM'd him, was like, "Hey man, I'm a skills trainer in the area. Would love to come work your camp. Like I just want to learn and get better." And so like just got to know him a little bit, talked about it. So when I was in Dallas helping Trey, I hit him up and was like, "Hey," because he's based out of Dallas. Like, "Hey, do you need any help with anything? I'd love to come, give you some hands." And he was like, "Yeah, come through." Ended up getting to help work out Nick Claxton, who plays for the Nets.
Yeah, I was about to say, who's Nick Claxton? That's not a joke. I don't know who that is.
He's not as well known. He went to Georgia. He's 6'11", 7'1".
Yeah, he's 7 foot, huge.
Yeah, he's freaky.
Wow. He also weighs like 130 pounds. Like
that day, Tim was working out Brady Manick, who played at OU and is now at North Carolina.
I remember him.
Nick Claxton, who's now on the Nets, like he was going to be a high-level draft pick. Reggie Chaney, who's actually from Tulsa, played at Arkansas, is now at Houston. And Kellen Manick, who's Brady's brother, who is now his senior year at Southeastern in Durant, Oklahoma, but originally started his college career at ORU. So like that was the group of 4 of them working out together. It was pretty cool. Like, and I was just, like I said, wanted to be a fly on the wall with some dudes that I thought were really good.
You have to appreciate people that are like cool with that.
Absolutely.
Like they're actually like help you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And like I hit up 6 different guys in Dallas. Like while I was there, I was like, "Hey, you guys got anything? I just want to learn." And Tim was like, "Absolutely, come through. I'd love to have you." I was like,
I love when people are like that.
Yeah.
Like they don't see it as like threatening. They just see it as like,
yeah,
oh, everyone's getting better. There's enough players in the world that it's not going to matter.
Oh,
like,
that dude is training like D Wade would fly him out to train with him. Like,
bro, that's the dream, right?